A single city with no navy, no warship stood defiant against one of the most powerful naval machines on Earth, a U.S. Navy destroyer. This isn't fiction. It happened, and the world watched in shock. In the late 1980s, Cold War tensions were boiling over, but not just between superpowers. In the heart of the Persian Gulf, one coastal city dared to provoke the full might of the U.S. Navy. It wasn't a country, not a fleet, just one city, bristling with anti-ship missiles, Soviet-built guns, and pure defiance. The target? A U.S. Navy destroyer, armed and alert. Bandar Abbas, a port city on the southern coast of Iran, was no ordinary location. It sits near the Strait of Hormuz, a choke point for nearly 30% of the world's oil shipments. In 1988, during the Iran-Iraq War, the U.S. Navy began escorting oil tankers to ensure free trade, but Iran saw this as provocation. Bandar Abbas responded not with diplomacy but with a calculated display of force. On July 3, 1988, the USS Vincennes, a Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruiser, entered the Gulf. Its radar detected fast-approaching vessels, small Iranian gunboats from Bandar Abbas. The Vincennes warned them. They ignored it. Then, the ship's crew noticed an unidentified aircraft taking off also from Bandar Abbas. Assuming it was an attacking fighter, the Vincennes launched two missiles. The aircraft was actually Iran Air Flight 655, a civilian Airbus. 290 civilians were killed. The world was stunned. Iran was furious. Bandar Abbas had become the epicenter of one of the most tragic miscalculations in naval history. Bandar Abbas had no destroyers or carriers, but it had speedboats, missile sites, radar arrays, and access to Soviet military advisors. Using hit-and-run naval tactics, it threatened U.S. destroyers with sea-skimming Silkworm missiles, coastal artillery hidden in civilian zones, and LRGC Navy boats that harassed tankers and destroyers. Instead of direct confrontation, the city used proximity, unpredictability, and geography. The U.S. Navy began calling the waters near Bandar Abbas the box, a constant threat zone. Satellite photos showed missiles being repositioned nightly. Every approach was met with radio jamming, dummy signals, and fast-moving boats. A whole city had become a hybrid naval force. The destroyers couldn't engage without risking massive escalation, and Iran knew it. The challenge wasn't just physical, it was psychological and political. After the Iran Air tragedy, the U.S. faced intense global backlash. Bandar Abbas remained militarized but became a symbol, a city capable of altering global military engagement with just location, strategy, and risk. Over time, the U.S. adjusted tactics, deploying more drones and satellite recon. Iran expanded underground missile bases, but direct confrontation? Avoided at all costs. The city had made its point and lived to tell it. It's rare for a city, not a nation, to challenge the most powerful navy in the world, but Bandar Abbas did, without launching a full-scale attack, without sinking a ship. It cornered the U.S. Navy into a defensive posture and left a permanent mark on naval doctrine. It wasn't about weapons. It was about location, patience, and pressure, because sometimes the most dangerous battlefield is a city with nothing to lose.